Welcome back, my dear friends. Today is day 50 of our Slow English Challenge. 50 days of listening, 50 days of growing, 50 days of not giving up. On this channel, we upload super interesting stories that help you improve your English in a calm and simple way. These stories are not only about language, they are about courage, growth, and hope. So take a slow breath, relax your body, and let's begin. Hello, my name is Adrian. I was born in a small town where nobody spoke English at home. My parents worked very hard every day just to give us simple food and a small wooden house to live in. We were not poor in love, but we were poor in money. When I was 18 years old, I could not introduce myself in English. Even simple sentences were difficult for me. When I tried to speak in class, my voice became weak and my hands started shaking. My classmates sometimes laughed, not because they were cruel, but because my pronunciation sounded strange. One day, my teacher asked me to read a sentence. I stood up, looked at the page, and suddenly my mind became empty. I could not pronounce the word Wednesday. I tried again and again, but the sound would not come out correctly. The class laughed, and I slowly sat down. That day, something inside me changed. I stopped raising my hand. I avoided speaking. I told myself that English was only for smart people, not for someone like me. When I was 16, I applied for a summer job at a small cafe where tourists often visited. I was excited because I wanted to help my family. The owner looked at me kindly and said, "You are hard-working, but your English is not strong enough for foreign customers." He rejected me politely, but I felt deeply hurt. That night, I sat outside our house and looked at the sky. I asked myself a painful question. Will I always stay in this life because I cannot speak English? In that quiet moment, I understood something important. English was not just a subject in school. It was a bridge to a bigger world. It was a door that could open new opportunities, and I decided I would learn it, no matter how long it would take. I did not have money for lessons or expensive courses. I only had an old dictionary that was missing some pages. Every morning I woke up at 4 o'clock, while everyone else was still sleeping. The air was cool and quiet, and sometimes there was no electricity, so I studied with a small candle beside me. I chose 5 simple words every day. I wrote them down in my notebook and created my own sentences. For example, if the word was confidence, I would write, "I am building my confidence slowly." Then I would say the sentence aloud again and again until it felt natural. At first, it was very difficult. Even saying, "Hello, my name is Adrian, I am learning English," took me many days to say without stopping. But I continued, not because it was easy, but because I wanted freedom. One day, something small but powerful happened. I was working in a hardware store, lifting boxes and cleaning shelves. A tourist entered and asked for a screwdriver. None of my coworkers understood him, but I had heard that word before while listening to an English video. I walked up to him and said slowly, "You need a screwdriver?" He smiled and said, "Yes, thank you. Your English is good." It was a simple sentence, but to me it felt like light in the darkness. For the first time, I believed that improvement was possible. I began practicing every day, even if I was tired. Some days I studied for 1 hour, others 10 minutes, but I never skipped a day, because I understood something very powerful. Fluency is not built in one big moment. It is built in small daily moments. I listened to English songs and tried to understand the meaning. I watched videos and repeated sentences after the speaker. I recorded my own voice and listened carefully to improve my pronunciation. I even talked to myself while walking to work, describing what I was doing in simple English. Slowly, my fear became smaller. My first online job paid me $3 to write subtitles for a short video. $3 may sound small, but to me it was proof that English could create income. I sat quietly in the internet cafe and looked at the screen again and again, making sure it was real. From that day, I stopped seeing myself as a poor boy who failed English. I started seeing myself as a learner, a builder, and a future professional. Years passed. I improved step by step. I made mistakes, but I learned from them. I raised my prices slowly as my skills improved. I worked with people from different countries. I earned in dollars. But the biggest change was not in my bank account. It was inside me. I was no longer afraid to speak. Now, on day 50 of this challenge, I want to tell you something from my heart. You do not need perfect grammar to begin. You do not need a perfect accent to succeed. You do not need to be fearless. You only need to continue. One sentence today, one sentence tomorrow, one small habit every day. If you feel embarrassed when you speak English, remember this story. There was once a boy who could not say Wednesday, and step by step, that same boy built a new life with the same language he once feared. Your journey may feel slow, but slow progress is still progress. Take a deep breath. We are on day 50, and this is only the beginning.